That was how my father started every single day of 25 years of his life. He got out his broom, he swept off the front step of his little hardware store at the bottom of the town, he put out the open sign, he'd make himself a cup of tea, and he'd go and sit next to the till, and he'd wait in that shop 6 days a week for people to come in and spend money. 6 days a week, sitting there, waiting for somebody to come in to put money in the till to feed the Reynolds household. My father passed away a few years ago in absolute poverty. He'd never made a penny. We'd bounced along the poverty line all the time we were growing up as kids. My father died a broken man. Wasn't his fault. My father, the people around him were all small shopkeepers. They were all small business people. His father before him, my grandfather, used to run a cafe. Same business model. You put out the open sign, you sit by the till, you wait for people to come in and get fed. When I left school, one of my first jobs was working in a shop, and I worked in a series of retail shops, because that's what we do. My grandfather did it, my dad did it, I'm going into retail. That's the way you make money. Well, it's not a way to make money, it's a way to just bounce along the poverty line. Even when I got out of the retail trade, I went to work for a house builder. Exactly the same business model. It's like something in here had been trained to think just to that level. In my house building days, what I'd do, I'd get they'd put me in a porter cabin out in the middle of a field somewhere on a building site, and I'd sweep the mud off the step, and I'd put the open sign out, and I'd sit behind my desk, and I'd wait for people to come in. And I might stay there for the whole week until maybe 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, when somebody would come in and ask if they could have a look at the plans and see if they might like to buy a house, and I'd make a few pounds commission. I spent years of my life sat in bloody porter cabins, waiting with my open sign out, waiting for my customers to come along. And that's probably the way I would have gone. I mean, I had a fairly good corporate career after that. I rose up in the house building industry, but it was still very much, the whole business worked around lots of people in porter cabins with their open sign out, waiting for customers to choose when they spend their money. I would have continued doing that to my retirement if it hadn't been for one thing. 10 years ago, exactly this weekend, that's why this is so important to me and I hope important to you. This weekend, exactly 10 years ago, this weekend, I got on a plane and I went to a seminar. £30 million. 30 million quid just from going to a seminar 10 years ago. I went to that seminar 10 years ago this very weekend, and I learnt a system for making money which has pulled in £30 million. Would anybody be interested in learning how to do that? Christ, is that it? Would anybody be interested in learning how to do that? Thank you very much. Right.